The next book you wrote was called The Pace of Grace.
Right.
Now, what was the event or what happened in your life to inspire you to write this book?
Well, I think partly because we were away from home and traveling at least 80% of the time. We would just come home and then we'd leave again. And I think that the growing responsibility for this huge global project, which was very grassroots, but just kept growing, I think it triggered what was going to happen anyway, which was an episode of post-polio syndrome for me. So I became very ill. I couldn't go anywhere, I couldn't speak anymore for quite a while. And I felt the inspiration during meditation of how to heal myself. And so I followed that and I wrote a book about it because I knew so many people were suffering from energy diseases, either from exhaustion, adrenal exhaustion, or chronic fatigue. And I've had wonderful feedback that for many of them, including people with MS, multiple sclerosis, that this is the first program, if you will, my 10 Rules for Health, that actually helped them to recover. And those 10 Rules for Health came in a very, I don't know if you want to hear that part.
Oh, yeah.
But one time I told this on the radio and I was asked if I felt like I were Moses or somebody, because the 10 Rules for Health came to me all of a sudden one day when I thought I was near death. I could hardly breathe. I had to crawl out to the living room to my prayer corner and I just called out to God and said, help me, am I supposed to get ready to die now? I don't know what to do. And I heard this voice, which had been very remote for me during this period when I was becoming ill. My brain was very mushy and I couldn't meditate anymore, which is a terrible loss for me. But I heard this voice saying, I will give you 10 rules for health, follow them. Write them down and follow them. So I did, and they all started with a P. It was just, and I just wrote as quickly as I could. And it was everything from pace yourself, to play, to pray every hour, to plan a sustainable life. It was an incredible, holistic approach to health recovery. And I'm in a very miraculous state of health now, almost 2 decades later, because as long as I follow those rules and I balance rest and movement, I'm in great health.
The balance.
The balance. And the book, A Pace of Grace, is really about how do we find our mental, spiritual, and physical balance.